Hi guys, welcome to my channel and my first video. For those of you who don't know me personally, my name is Deja. I'm 20 years old. I'm going into my second year of marriage with my husband Tyler, and we have a 3-month-old beautiful baby girl named Ayla. Basically, I just decided to start this channel because since getting married at 19 years old, I just received so many messages from women all around different ages that have gone through, are going through, or just relate to anything that I may have gone through. I live my life like an open book. I love sharing my experiences. I love having those conversations. I love giving advice, and I absolutely love helping them figure out what's best for them. Now, on my social media, I asked people to send me their most curious questions. And even if they're not going through the same thing or anything, if people are just curious, I don't mind that either. I still love answering all of their questions. So, I asked people to submit their questions, and I didn't think that I'd get very many, but I got a ton. And I was going to try to make this into a 2-part video, but I think I'm just going to try to answer every single question, but I'll try to make my answers short. So with that being said, I'm going to start with the first question. Do you find yourself displaying your ring when you're out in public without hubby? All the time. I love my ring. I love him. I love being married. I'm proud that I'm married. There's my ring. I love it so much. It's my favorite thing ever. Do you feel like having a baby / being married has held you back from being young? Not at all. Not at all. Being married hasn't stopped me from doing anything that I want to do. Being a mom hasn't stopped me from doing anything that I want to do. I'm still in school. I'm not missing out on my education. I worked up until I was a stay-at-home mom. I have the same experiences as everyone. I have friends. I go out. The only thing I don't do that I didn't even do before was go to a club or party or drink or anything of that nature. Of course, I'm not judging anyone who does, but that just isn't me personally. And that's usually what people mean when they say you're young and having a baby and being married is going to stop you from having fun. That's the type of fun they're usually talking about, which I never engaged in the first place. So it really hasn't stopped. For me, I feel like my life is just getting started. So no, it hasn't. What's your favorite part about married life? My favorite part about married life is doing everything, learning everything, and figuring everything out with Tyler. We grow together, we figure things out together. Everything is at the same pace. We're a unit. It's not like he has his own experiences and I have mine and we're just trying to figure out how to make it work. We have now the same experiences and we go through them together. What's your favorite part about being a mom? Every single second of it, up from pregnancy to delivery to 3 months after. I absolutely love every single second of it. Even the days where I'm crying in the corner because I can't get any sleep or I can't take a shower. I love it. It's worth it. I get upset sometimes, but when I look at her cute little face, it's all worth it. I absolutely love being a mom. It's my favorite thing ever. How has having your daughter changed your marriage? I have heard that having a kid can ruin a marriage, but for Tyler and I, it absolutely hasn't. It has caused it has thrown some curveballs at us because again, it's a learning curve and we're learning how to be parents. We're first-time parents, but it's changed us for the better. Again, like I said, we grow together and we figure things out. And so when it comes to parenting her and raising her and making parental decisions for her, we're always on the same page and we figure it out together. Is pregnancy as scary as what they make it seem? Not at all. Well, not for me anyway. Pregnancy can be very scary and it can be very dangerous for some women, but thankfully for me, I had an amazing pregnancy, a very smooth labor and delivery, and she came out healthy. What was your initial feeling about finding out that you were pregnant? My initial feeling was disbelief. I was scared, I was nervous, I was shaky, but I was really happy. I was so happy, but I was more in disbelief than anything else because it didn't feel real yet. It didn't feel real until we went to our first ultrasound appointment and I heard her heartbeat. Then after that, I was ecstatic. when are you coming home so we can do a shoot? We're moving there this summer, so a couple more months and I'll be there. How did you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally to be a wife? I didn't. The truth is I didn't. I think this goes hand in hand with being a wife and being a mom. I don't think you can prepare. I think you can try to prepare. I think you can read all the books you want. I think you can hear all of the stories. I feel like you can take every married person's advice as much as you want, but nothing is going to prepare you for your specific situation. You can go to counseling, you can do premarital counseling, but nothing's going to prepare you for your own situation because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how you're going to react. You don't know how your spouse is going to react. It's just, you have to learn how to get through things together. It's hard. You have to work at it every single day, but you have to make sure that the person you're with is worth it. You have to make sure that what you're fighting for is worth it. You have to keep on every single day. You don't just get married and everything's smooth sailing from there. Were you scared about going into labor? What was it like? Like I said, I had a very smooth labor, so it wasn't scary. I was more scared for my epidural than actual delivery. My water broke at 9 in the morning, and then I had her at 10 that night. So it was really quick, simple, easy, and I'm thankful for it. Isn't your hubby in the military? Yes, he is. He is in the Marines. Did you experience postpartum depression at all? I did not, thankfully. I credit a lot of that to Tyler. I feel like he's helped me so much. On top of him figuring out how to be a new dad, he was still a husband to me. He never let that go. And there was just some days where I felt so isolated. I'm a stay-at-home mom. She's too young, to bring out in public. I was still recovering. I couldn't really do much but sit in the house all day and take care of my newborn. So I did have some tough days where I would just cry or I was upset or just natural things. But I think it's really important that you have a good support system after having a baby, because I feel like had it not been for Tyler, then I probably would have. How do you feel like friends and family have supported you during this huge lifestyle change? In the very beginning, we didn't have much support, and that was really, really hard. But now that we are almost 2 years in, 3 years together, and we welcomed our baby girl, we have so much support from both sides of our family and friends. It's unbelievable how spoiled she is already at 3 months old. She's received so many gifts, so much love. She's so loved. We're so loved. We're so blessed. Everyone's so happy for us. We have so much support, and it's really important for us, and we're really grateful. How did you tell that your husband was the one? What was different from past relationships? I don't know if my answer is going to be one that you like or if it's going to be a cheesy one, but you just know. You just do. It's not like you wake up one morning and you're like, yep, Tyler's the one. No one can tell you that the person you are with is or isn't. Only you can feel that. So even though people may not agree with you right off the bat, it doesn't matter. It's what you feel. You just know. There's no doubt about it. There's no second guessing. You just feel it in your heart, and you're 1,000% confident. You know this is what you want, and you go after it. And that's what we did, and we're happy. How did you know you were ready for such a serious relationship at 19? So that goes hand in hand with the last question. You just know. If you let your age or what people say stop you from living your life, you're never going to live your life. You need to do things for you, how you want them, and you need to make your own decisions with only you and your partner in mind, no one else. If I let what people said stop me, I wouldn't be married and I wouldn't have a baby, and I probably wouldn't be as happy. Rude people say having a baby ruins your life at a young age. What are your thoughts on that? I think they ruin their own lives by thinking that way. And what I mean by that is let's say you get pregnant by accident and now you just think, oh, I'm doomed. My whole life is over. My fun is over. Well, it's gonna be if you keep thinking that way. I don't think that your life is over. You just get to experience everything that you would have before with your little best friend. Have you thought of using, or do you use, baby rags for diapers? I did think about it because I know it's a lot better and I know it's a lot cheaper, but I can't get past the washing the poop off the diapers, so we just use regular disposable diapers. How did your parents react / how did you tell them you were getting married? My mom and dad were not happy, not even the slightest. It was a fight, a constant fight every single day. It was one of the hardest times of my life. I was miserable. It was really hard to be so sure about something, but to have everyone tell you that what you're so sure about is what's going to ruin your life, and that it was a mistake. But I stuck with my gut. I stuck through it. And in the end, both my parents are very, very supportive now. They both are very loving. They're a very big part of our marriage and our family unit altogether. So in the end, it worked out. So sometimes you just have to get over that hard part in order to enjoy what's after. How did you tell your parents you were getting married? I can make a whole wedding video if you guys would like. Let me know if you would. I can make a whole how we told our parents, how we told the rest of our family, our friends, how our wedding happened. Our wedding happened by the grace of God. It literally fell into place. It was meant to be. But yeah, let me know if you want that. But how we told them was, I was at my best friend's house at the time, and I was telling her what I felt in my heart, what we decided. I was crying because I knew that it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a struggle trying to get everyone on board with us, but I knew it's what I wanted. So I called my mom, I texted my mom and I said, I need to talk to you when you get home. Let me know when you're on your way home, because I wasn't home yet. And my mom was like, no, something doesn't sound right. And she called me right away. And she said, what is it? What is it? And she wouldn't let me get off the phone until I told her what it was. So my stomach was in a huge knot, and I just said, Mom, Tyler and I want to get married. And she laughed. She laughed, and she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, Mom, Tyler and I want to get married. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes, Mom, we do. She didn't really believe it at first. So that made me even more nervous that she was laughing, because I knew how serious I was being and she wasn't taking me serious. But yeah, and I told my dad over the phone as well. He lived in New Jersey, so it was a whole big thing. It was really hard, but again, let me know if you want me to make that video. How did postpartum impact your relationship? Again, I didn't have postpartum depression, but after the fact of having a baby, recovering and trying to maneuver up and down the stairs with the baby and things like that, things were a little bit difficult for me. And that kind of took a toll on Tyler, because again, on top of being my husband and on top of being a new dad, he had to take care of himself, me, and Ayla. So I applaud him for that. He is so strong for that. I thank him a lot. Did you go through a depression? I did not. Does being married have an impact on your friendships? No, I think your friends have an impact on your friendships. It's all how your friends choose to react to your relationship that impacts your friendship. You know, having a husband didn't make my friends run for the hills, and it didn't make us any closer. It didn't have any impact, really. I do have some friends that I still talk to till this day, and I have some friends that I've lost because of it. Like I said, it's not for everyone. Some people just aren't at that point in their lives, and that's okay. Were both families supportive? Not at all. Not at all. Not in the beginning. We were getting talked to left and right. Don't do it. You're making a mistake. You're ruining your life. You're throwing your life away. We heard everything. So no, not in the beginning. But thankfully, 2 years in, both of our families are so very supportive. They're so loving. And we're thankful for that. Are you planning on working from home? There aren't very many job opportunities for working at home, so I'm going to say no to that. But I do plan to continue my classes online. I am a college student online, and I'm working to get my bachelor's degree for psychology. Breast milk versus formula. Me, I breastfeed, but I have given her formula before on days where we were out really long or Tyler needed to feed her, or if my milk supply was low. I don't see anything wrong with formula feeding. I just choose to breastfeed majority of the time. My mom formula fed me, I turned out fine. My mom formula fed my sister, she turned out fine. So it's really just preference. I just like the bond that it creates for me and Ayla. Things you wished you knew before marriage. I wish I knew just how hard it was going to be. I was expecting it to be hard, I was, but not as hard as it really was. Like I said, you can try to prepare yourself, but you're never going to be fully prepared for what you're about to face. So I wish I could have known just how hard it was going to be, but I wish I would have also known how much support we were going to get at the end. If I would have known how much support we were going to get at the end when I was going through the hard times, then I would have went through it a little bit easier. What's the worst part about being married young and being a young mom? The worst part about both of them is the judgment and the criticism that comes with it all. I've gotten, on top of the really encouraging messages and the curious messages that I've gotten, I've also gotten some really nasty messages from girls my age that told me, you know, I'd be a bad mom, or me and Tyler weren't gonna last over a year, or I'll be divorced in 2 years, just negativity. And sometimes it's really hard when you're in just complete bliss and you're so happy and you're newlywed or you just had your baby and people are being negative. It just kind of takes away from that a little bit. So that was really, really hard. But again, you learn to get over it. You learn to overcome that. Another thing that was really hard is being looked at as less than just because you decided to do all of this in your 20s versus your 30s or 40s. I'm not any less than of a wife or a mother just because I'm 20, because someone who got married and had their first baby at 40, they're just now stepping into that new realm of experiences just like I have. We're just doing it at 2 completely different ages, but we're experiencing the same thing. So I don't like it when people look at me as a kid just because they're older than me. That doesn't make me any less than a mother and a wife just because I chose to do it a little early. How did you decide on Ayla's name? It's a funny story. I'll try to make it short, but I, honest to God, thought that I made it up in my head. I really did. I've always liked the name Jayla, Jayla. I've always liked it for someone else's baby or just someone else's name in general, not for my own. So I just took the J off. It's like Kayla, but with a J, Jayla, and I just took the J off, Ayla. And I thought it sounded so pretty, so beautiful. I had never heard the name Ayla before, ever. So I was like, you know what? That's it. That's the name. I brought it to Tyler's attention. He loved it. So we decided if she's a girl, because we didn't know at the time if we're having a boy or a girl, that's going to be her name. And right leading up to our gender reveal, which I can make a video about that too and show you guys the clip, we went to Tractor Supply, and one of the cashier's names on her name tag was Ayla. And I was like, what? I've never heard or seen that name before. She has my baby's name. But I was excited. And then I was working up until I went into labor. So when I was at work one day, this woman was holding her baby. She said, Ayla, stop that. And I looked at her and I was like, what did you say? She's like, oh, her name's Ayla. And I was like, that's going to be my baby's name if she's a girl. And then I did centering, which I can explain later, but it's just kind of like our doctor appointments here. I did centering and we used to have to wear name tags, and I saw someone else's name tag from another class and her name was Ayla. So all of those should have been signs that I was having a girl and her name is meant to be Ayla. Have you and your hubs been through a deployment yet? We have not, thankfully, and we won't be. He's getting out soon and he's not getting sent anywhere, and I'm very, very thankful. I don't feel like I'm strong enough to go through that. Thank God I didn't have to. Are you a stay-at-home mom or do you plan on going back to work? I'm a stay-at-home mom and I plan on being a stay-at-home mom up until Ayla can go to public school. Me personally, I'm just not comfortable with sending her to daycare, and thankfully Tyler has the means to support us without me working, and he also supports me in staying home as well. So how many more kids do you plan on having? None. I mean, maybe someday I would like to have more kids, but as of right now, Ayla is my entire world. I love her so much, and she's my first priority. She has my full attention. I couldn't imagine sharing that with another baby. So right now, none. What are your plans for your family in the future? Right now, our plans are to just move back home. Tyler wants to go back to school. He wants to start his career. I would like to finish school now, start my career. Again, I want to be a stay-at-home mom until she's able to go into public school. We want to buy a house. We'd like to buy another vehicle. Just there. We just have goals that we want to meet from here on out, and we hope to achieve them. How did you tell your parents about the pregnancy? Tyler and I got my first ultrasound, and we put it in a cute little love at first sight picture frame, and then we got some brown little shoes because we didn't know if she was a boy or girl yet, of course. And we went out to our favorite park, and we took some really nice pictures of it all. And while we were on FaceTime with our families, we also sent the picture to them so we could see their reaction. And that's how we told them. You're nervous about taking baby home knowing you were on your own without any nurses? Yeah and no. I mean, I was pretty confident in my abilities to be her mom, but it was also scary knowing, like, I couldn't just press a button and a nurse would be there to help me, you know, help me with her latch or help me feed her, help me with anything really. So it was scary, but again, I had Tyler, and we learned through it and we figured it out. How did you decide not to have a traditional wedding? Like I said, it literally fell into place like a puzzle piece. It literally just fell into place. That's how perfectly it went. We just kind of went to a lake. We had my best friend at the time's grandma. She married us. We had our family there. Actually, my family surprised me. I just have to make a video altogether about that. But yeah, it happened perfectly for us. Well, that was all of the questions. This could have been a lot longer. When I made my practice video, I went into way too much detail with every answer, and it was like over an hour long. So I'm glad I cut it short this time. But let me know how you guys liked it, any criticism, any more questions, what video you'd like to see next, what I could do differently next time. I will definitely get more comfortable in front of the camera the more I keep making videos. So just give me some time, but let me know what I could do better, and I hope to hear you guys' feedback, and subscribe.